Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, depending on where you are. And welcome to our latest live Q&A. We're going to talk a little bit about the May event and other general stuff that comes up. So if you have any questions for us, feel free to put them in the comments. Until we get the first few questions, maybe Bernard can kick us off with some general info about the event.
Sure. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Like Lucas said, we're here to talk about the May event, the Queen Fairy's Garden. This event is similar to the one that we had on Winter. So you're going to be able to get a lot of prizes there. And just to give you a brief story.
But before I continue, I think we have a lot of echo. At least that's what I'm reading. So maybe we can fix this before we start. It's fixed. It's fixed. Okay. Perfect. All right. Okay. So kick us off with event information.
Sure. So just a bit about the story. What happens in this event is that Queen Sidhe, the Queen of the Fairies, goes back to her fairy garden that she goes every year. And when she gets there, she doesn't find the garden, but she finds a goblin fort. It is very uneasy for her to see that her garden is not there. And when she finds the goblin, she's clearly upset. And she decides that as a punishment, she will turn the goblins into flowers until they fix her garden. So in this event, you're helping the goblins to bring back the flowers and plant the flowers again into her garden so she can remove the spell and bring them back to their original form. But during the event, you're going to see these flower shape-shifted goblins. We are calling them floblins or something, but you can call them whatever you prefer. And how does the event work? Just like our other events, you receive a set of quests that you complete. And on this event, you will earn bronze shovels that you can use in the main event window to dig out seeds and get these enchanted flowers back into her garden. The more of these flowers that you put back into her garden, the closer you get to the main prizes. So complete the quests, get your bronze shovels, dig out the seeds, and get closer to the main prizes.
Yeah. We also have a few cool new daily prizes, right? Which one's your favorite of the four?
So we have 4 exclusive new ones. My favorite is the bumblebee stables. It looks really cute with the bumblebee flying on it, and it gives out units, so it's quite useful as well. What's your favorite, Lucas?
I think the petal bridge. It looks awesome, and then also it gives me mana, right? And I always need mana at the moment. So I think that's the one that I'm going to go for the most.
Right. One other special thing that we're bringing on this event that we also did on the previous event is we're bringing a new portrait. So if you complete all of the quests in the quest line, you're gonna get a exclusive May event portrait. So do your best. Just follow the tasks, and you're gonna get it. It's a quite nice looking portrait.
Yeah, it's a floblin, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what about the grand prize? I think it's the Queen Fairy's Retreat, right?
Correct. Yeah. The funny thing about the grand prize is as you progress in the event and you progress through its stages. So for those of you who are new and don't know too much about it, what happens in the main event is that on the beginning of the quest line, you get the retreat, and you get it on stage 1. And the more times that you fill the garden of the Fairy Queen, more you get these artifacts that you can use to upgrade, to evolve the Queen Fairy's Retreat. And the funny thing about it is that on stage 1, it is the Goblin Fort. It has its little banner, and you see it's all run down, and they're just having parties in there. And the more you evolve it, it gets back to the former glory of the Garden of the Queen. So it's quite cool. I really like it. And this one produces seeds, some quality 2 goods, and some ancient knowledge. So quite a powerful building.
Yeah, I think we haven't had seeds in quite a while, right? As a main
Yes.
prize. That's really cool. Yeah.
So I see we have some already some comments here. And Elizabeth says this is a beautiful event, not brown. Thank you. It's very unstable in the iPad though. Okay, yeah, that's something that we have to look into it, I guess. But
yeah. I mean, if you have issues playing the game, open a support ticket, right? We'll definitely try to help you. We want everybody to be able to enjoy this this event that we built, right?
So, yeah, more comments coming in. Georgie says, I have feelings that at the end of the event, Queen and goblins will be friends. Well, I guess you're gonna have to play it through and find out. There's a nice twist there. If just go to the end of the quest line, and I think you'll be happy to see the story. It's quite an interesting one.
No spoilers, right?
No spoilers.
Yeah, we're also getting some comments about the bumblebee stables. Yeah, I mean, I think that building looks really great, like with the bees on a leash flying around. Like I think that's really cool, and it's also a building that gives units, right? We don't have a lot of those usually, so that's something a little bit special.
That's definitely my favorite one. We also have here Heather saying, I like that the buildings in the event look so good in elf cities with all the green and colors. The buildings for the last event had more beige and brown for human cities. That's cool. I'm glad. I'm guessing you'll have an elf city, Heather. I'm glad they fit well. I think the idea is always to bring something cool for everyone, right? We're trying to diversify and bring these buildings not only for what they produce, but how they would look in your city. So I'm glad you like it.
Dharma from Denmark is asking, can we please win some pet food in the events? I think right now you can mainly get pet food from crafting, right? I guess you already know that. We have a few ideas how we can integrate more pet food in the events and give you more opportunities to win it. But I mean, it's also about it being a little bit rare, right? We don't want everybody to be able to feed their pets all the time, right? You have to make a strategic, tactical decision which pets you want to feed at what point. I mean, it's a strategy game after all, right? If you can feed all your pets all the time, then where's the strategy part? But yeah, we have a few ideas how we can make pet food a little bit more available, especially in events.
We also have another message here from Stephanie. Love this event. Beautiful designs and the daily exclusives and fun to go through each quest. Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, that's what we're trying to go for, right? We're always trying to bring these cool experience and beautiful to look at, not only buildings, but visuals in the event.
Yeah. Georgie has another comment, I think a question. So the rewards in the garden, are they different depending on player's tree? I guess you're referring to the research tree, right? Your progress in the game. So yeah, I mean the rewards differ per chapter, right? Some rewards will be completely different. For example, portal profits you won't be able to get before chapter 6 because you won't need them before chapter 6. We will give you supply refills instead. But also the buildings will have different stats for different chapters, so they actually grow with you. So every event, when you reach a new chapter, you will get new stats on your buildings, which is really cool in that event.
Vivian Forgy, I hope that's correct. Says, You guys have the best job in the world, getting paid to create a game that captivates us around the world. Well, I really enjoy it. I know Lucas also really enjoys it. It is super fun. That's what we're trying to do, is create this fun experience that people can enjoy all around. I'm really happy that you are all enjoying here.
Yeah.
Also, Jordan is asking, are elves or humans better? I don't think there is a question of better. What do you think, Lucas?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a choice of aesthetics mostly. I mean, especially in the beginning of the game, it differs a little bit, right? You're building sizes, and like you will be strong at different phases in the game, I guess, around the first few chapters. But towards the end, like, it settles a little bit. There's still differences, right? You have different units, especially in the barracks, but it gets better. And does get more similar over the long run. So I guess it's mostly an aesthetic choice if you want to go for humans or elves.
Yeah, so you shouldn't worry. Just pick the one you prefer, and it will be fine. You're gonna have a great experience anyway. That's also one of the things that we try to provide, right? It's a balanced experience for everyone. So if you prefer elves, the visuals of the elves goes for elves, and you're not gonna have an advantage or a disadvantage.
Yeah. Kiran or Kirani is actually asking about a bug that we have in the event. So the left part of the UI is trembling when you open the quest window. We actually fixed that one, but the version is not quite out yet. We are releasing it at the moment, so that should be fixed in the next update for your app. So once we have a new version in the app stores, and once you download it, that bug should be gone. We are aware of that, and we already fixed it.
Katarzyna is asking, well, she says, hello from London. Hello. I really enjoyed the event, especially because I'm a new player. Is there a tactic that you could recommend for new players? So following the quest line is the best tactic, right? So if you're active, if you're playing the game and you're following the tasks that are giving out in the quest line, you're gonna do fine. Just keep an eye for the things that are being asked, and try to foresee what could come next, and prepare in some way.
Yeah, I mean, also maybe set out the strategy for yourself, right? Because the chests that you can open that actually have like different weights towards the grand prize. I mean, the special abilities, right? You can use them in different ways. So if you shuffle a lot, you will probably get more daily prizes, but you will get less progress towards the grand prize. So you have to think about, do you want to shuffle a lot, or do you maybe want to like open the whole board so it reshuffles automatically and you don't have to spend any shovels on that. So there's different strategies. You can aim for daily prizes, or you can aim for grand prizes like that. That's basically a choice that you can make as well.
Yeah. We have another comment here from another Heather. I finished the first path and think you have found a perfect balance for new and advanced players. Beautiful graphics. Thank you. That's what we're trying, right? To find that balance.
Yeah, nice to hear.
Let's see. What else?
There's a question about set buildings, actually.
Okay.
So the graphics in this event are truly great. Is there any chance that we get set buildings in the future? Yes. So we have events planned with set buildings again. Actually, pretty soon. So if you keep playing and keep playing the next events, you will definitely encounter a set building as well.
One thing to keep in mind as well during the event, in terms of tactics, is as you're completing the quest, we have quests milestones, right? When you open the quests window, you see on the bottom there's a progress bar, and on several quests you're getting extra rewards. So keep your eye out for those. Those are very important. That's how you get the base building of the Queen Fairy's Retreat. And yeah, those are very helpful for you to be able to reach stage 10 of the building. So keep your eye out for those and don't forget to collect them.
Yeah, definitely. Beos is asking, will there be buildings where you can customize that type of resource? For example, divine seeds, goods, for example, with instants. So we have a few ideas how we can make like main prizes more interesting. So there will definitely be stuff where you have more choice as a player, what the building produces. Maybe you can choose which way you want to evolve it or what you want it to produce. There's a few different ideas in the pipeline. We'll see what comes out of it in the next few events.
Ramona and Richard are saying, I play both elf and human, and I'm not bored. Thank you for a game that keeps one interested. This fairies event is wonderful. Well, thank you for the praise.
Okay, and there's one comment from Adi. My main thing with the quests is how many times you have to buy from the wholesaler. So I don't know how many times in total you have to buy, like during the whole quest line, but it comes up a few times. And I mean, it's like an integral part of the game, right? If you have an overflow of something, you can use the wholesaler to like remedy that in a sense. So it's also part of our quest lines. I mean, I guess it makes a lot of sense to spread it out over multiple days, right? Not do all those quests on the same day where it gets more expensive every time you do it. But spreading it out could be a good idea in those cases.
Mindy asks us, can you make it so that when you scout, when you come back, you find something while scouting? We actually have a few buildings that do give you that effect. So there's ancient wonders that give you that effect. There's also pets that give you that effect. So maybe research on those, and you can also get some extra rewards for scouting. I think one of the phoenixes, I think the Codefire phoenixes give you that, but I might be wrong, so don't take me up on that one.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think the Codefire Phoenix gives you knowledge points when you scout when it's fed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Annika says, hello from Germany. Will there be buildings which produce Unurium one day? Yeah, so I think in chapter 18, there's a premium building that already produces Unurium, and there will be more buildings, right? There will probably be event buildings at some point. We're not sure when yet, right? Because there's a new chapter and we want this to be like a challenge. Unurium is a new resource in the game. We want it to be a little bit challenging to gather enough Unurium to progress through the chapter. I mean, that's basically the fun of the game, right? Optimizing and trying to find the best strategy. So it has to be a little bit of a challenge. But sure, I guess at some point there will be Unurium producing buildings.
Yeah. Jordan has a good question here. When it says a bronze shovel has appeared outside of your city, what do I do to find it? So this happens on every event. We call them treasures. So these event, so the currency that the event provides always spawns on the surrounding of the city. So if you see that message, just scroll around to the outskirts of the city, to the sides where the trees are, where the cliffs are on the bottom, and you will find some icons of the bronze shovels in this case. And when you click them, you're going to get a bit more event currency. That's also very important for your progression. So keep your eye out for those.
Yeah, over the course of a day, there's a lot of event currency lying around there in every event. Okay, so Tina is asking, has a question for Fellowship Adventures. Do you have plans so that we can mark a path color and then change to a different color? Example, first green and then blue. So yeah, I mean, you're referring to like a very new feature that we have where you can mark the color, where you can mark one path in the Fellowship Adventure for your Fellowship. And I mean, we've read around the forums, right? We see that there's a lot of additional suggestions, and it's maybe not going far enough. Maybe you want to like mark single spots in a fellowship adventure. So we are definitely hearing that. We are considering that. It's a lot more work, obviously, than just coloring the whole path for us. But it's definitely something that we're talking about and that we are considering for the future.
CP says, "Hey guys, congrats for the great work. Are we gonna have a story about Elvenar? A beautiful story, how it started and what it is, and thanks." I'm not sure if you mean a story like in the game, as in the narrative of Elvenar, because that we already have. You just have to play it through, and it's a beautiful story. It's got ups and downs. It's very interesting. So pay attention to the quests, to the story quests, and there's a beautiful story there. In terms of the project itself, I think that would be an interesting idea, right, Lucas? Having like some sort of expose of Elvenar.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we have a little bit of that with our new Tales of Elvenar video, right? That we have on our YouTube channel as well. So I think that could be a good start, right? It's a little bit of a story in the whole Elvenar universe. It's not really like an origin story, like where's Elvenar coming from and like the start of it all. But I guess it's a start. Yeah. Gita is asking about the bear artifact coming into the Spire. So yeah, as you probably have noticed, we are currently offering different artifacts in the Spire in like a cycle. So I think for 6 weeks we're offering one specific artifact, and then we're moving on to the next one. So I don't want to comment on the bear artifact specifically, but I guess your chances are that at some point there will be a bear artifact as well.
Kirane asks, how big is your team? You guys seem to be pretty indie, and I find it inspiring that you made such a fun game if your team is indeed small. I cannot say how big was the team when the game started, but Elvenar is now 5 years old. Is that, or am I wrong? 5 years old, right?
Yeah, I think it's 6 now. Yeah,
6, and the team is pretty big. Do you know off the top of your head, Lucas?
Yeah, I think it's around 30 people.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's quite a few people.
Oh yeah, so we're actually almost 6 years, and the anniversary is at the end of this month. So, yeah, birthday coming.
Yeah, I mean it would be difficult to celebrate at the moment, right?
True.
David asks if the Phoenix artifacts are going to be available in the Magic Academy. So right now we will keep those Phoenix artifacts available in the Magic Academy. Not like the trade-in ones where you can trade in new artifacts for old ones, but the ones for blueprints. And we currently don't have a plan to remove them soon. So at least for some time they will stay in there.
Alicia is asking, will there be a chance to win relics to finish other buildings? I think you mean the artifacts in this sense. She says, like the witch's hut. Yeah, so keep your eye on the Spire. That's what Lucas was just talking about a few moments ago. So on the Spire, some of these artifacts will come back. I don't know exactly about the one for the witch's hut, but we are planning on bringing these as in a cycle. So keep your eye out there, and you might get the artifact you need.
Yep. Yeah, same thing goes for the Everblossom Slayer, right? At some point, it's probably going to end up in the Spire as well.
Yeah, we have only a few minutes left, so let's see if we have some more interesting questions there.
Yeah, Evelyn is asking about the outpost. Like with every event, we are offering the stash outpost, we call it, which is basically a building that lasts for the whole event. And every time you collect event currency at the outskirts of your city, the one that we talked about a little bit earlier, you will get one additional one. So if you usually, if you collect it and you get 2, with the building you will get 3. and that every time you collect it. So over the course of the event, that's quite a bit of extra currency that you can spend on the event.
Wait, Timothy is asking, what do you guys think about more sounds other than the click for everything you click on, like different sounds for clicking different buildings or different items? Yeah, that's an interesting idea. The thing with sounds is we have to think of the experience of the player, right? While you're clicking in several different things, it could get a bit annoying if there's like too many different sounds. So we have to find a nice balance in there. But it's definitely interesting, something that I can bring to the team that we can discuss.
I mean, there are a few different sounds right now, right? So depending on what kind of resource you're collecting from your building, there should be a different sound, like different sound for coins, for supplies, and then for the later resources as well.
Alicia says, what about old set buildings? I have my eye on each Phoenix event to win a lighthouse to finish my first set. Any chance that will happen? Set buildings are a bit more complicated, but we can definitely consider bringing them to the Magic Academy, but I'm not sure. Don't hold me up to that. This is just off the top of my head thought. So, but this is it gave me a good idea. I'll note it down definitely to talk to the team.
Yeah, I think sets can be a little bit difficult, especially the older, very, very strong ones, right? If you collect multiples of those and then combine them in certain ways, like they are really, really strong. And then they basically make everything else seem very, very weak as well, right, in comparison.
Okay, so we have a question here from the Midnight Wizard. Are the race of Elvenar and the race of High Men mentioned early in the game the same race? Ooh, that's a tough one. I guess you have to play through to find out, right? Because the race of the Elvenar is part of the game, so you have to go through their chapter and find out what happens there. I'm not sure if I should say a lot so I don't spoil anyone of the journey. What do you think, Lucas?
Yeah, I agree. Are there any plans to add another level to the Spire and a 20th tournament chest? So I think we have we have a lot of bonus chests now, right, in the tournament that we added just recently. So we extended that quite a bit. So at the moment, we don't have any plans to extend that even further. But sure, I mean, if a lot of fellowships still finish the whole tournament, then at some point we will think about adding more stuff there, right? And for the Spire, we have a few different ideas. Like the third level of the Spire is still very challenging for a lot of players. So I'm not sure if it makes a lot of sense to add like on top of that even. But yeah, we have quite a few ideas for improvements for the Spire and making it a little bit more exciting as well. So there should definitely be something in the future, yeah.
I guess this could be our last question. Alicia asks, can we get timers on builds on buildings so we can know when the boosts are wearing off? Well, if you hover the building right now, it will show you the time remaining for that building. I think if we put it on all buildings that are boosted, it could get a bit crowded. So for now, we use that visual effect. And if you want to know the exact time, just hover over it and you can see.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more difficult on mobile to see it. I'm not sure where you see it there. On the browser, it's a little bit easier to see it. But it's definitely something that our UI artist actually talked about just a few weeks ago. I remember the conversation. So there might be something that we add for the mobile app as well there. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's all the time we have now. Thanks everyone for all the questions. It's been great getting your feedback, getting your praises, getting your questions. If you haven't yet, register and play. If you are playing, go in, play the event. It's a beautiful event. Yeah. Thank
Absolutely,
you for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your questions. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.